Hello, Alex here from Everyday Food Cooked Every Day. Today we're in for a treat from the Greek cuisine, Gemista, which literally means to fill or they're full. Of course I'm talking about stuffed capsicums. They're easy to make and they're delicious to eat. So here we go, let's start, enjoy. It just dawned on me that I tend to say unbelievably delicious and everything's delicious, but to me and my palate they are, because I've been cooking these foods for years and my family love them, I love them, my friends love them, so they're delicious and they're very easy to make, they're very family friendly. I try to make them as healthy as I can as well. Okay, let's start. I'm going to dice these onions and I'll get going from there. Okay, I've peeled the onions, so now we'll start. We'll start to dice them. Now, every time I peel an onion, prepping it for food obviously, I think of Shrek. I think it was the first movie, the Shrek movie, he says that ogres are like onions, they've got layers. I don't know why I said that, but it reminds me of Shrek. Oh dear. Alright. Let's continue with the job at hand. I'll continue with the dicing. Nice and finely diced, because they need to be fine, because they are going to go into the capsicums. You don't want them chunky. Okay, I'll get back to you when it's all done. Okay, the onions have been diced. So next I'm going to finally chop up this parsley and we're going to start the cooking process. We're ready to go. I've got my parsley, my onions, 3/4 cup of basmati rice, hard smart mince, some chicken stock, salt and pepper. So we'll start the cooking process. So I've got my oil in the frying pan. So the first thing I'll do is I'll add the onions. Let the magic begin. So we'll saute them for a few minutes. And once that's done, I'll add the mince, parsley as it cooks down, and the rice. So the onions have sauteed nicely. We don't want to completely cook them, because don't forget we're going to stuff the capsicums and the cooking process will continue in the oven. So they're partially cooked. So now I'll add the mince and cook that off as well. Okay, so here we go. Very good quality mince, heart smart, very low fat. So we'll break it up, keep working it in. And I'm going to drop the heat a little bit, because I don't want to rush this. I want to start a little bit of caramelization where the flavour is in the meat. So, but to do it correctly, you need to be patient with it and take your time. So it's starting to brown a little bit. But if you look carefully, I don't know if you can see it, a lot of the water is starting to evaporate from the mince, which is what I want. And we'll just keep working it until it browns completely and a little bit of caramelization starts to happen. And then we'll add the other ingredients. There we go. It's ready. A little bit of browning happening here. So now we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Well, before I do that, how about if we add about half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon or a little bit more maybe of pepper. Add the rice, 3/4 of a cup, and mix that in thoroughly. Now here I've got some tomatoes that I'm going to put in, and I mixed them a little bit with some chicken stock to add a bit more flavour, so they go in as well. Deglaze the pot if you can with a little bit of the juice. And next I will add the parsley, but I'll wait a little bit, and some more chicken stock because the rice is cooking and it's going to absorb a lot of the liquid, so it needs more liquid to be supplemented. Okay, so it's starting to boil. I'll turn the heat up. I'm going to add the parsley. And mix it all in and let it cook. And as the rice absorbs the liquid, I'll add more chicken stock in. And I don't want to fully cook it. Don't forget, this stuffing mixture is going to go in the capsicums, and the cooking process will be finished off in the oven. So we'll just persevere. Keep an eye on it because we definitely don't want to overcook the rice, but we want to make sure that there's enough liquid for them as well. Okay, here we go. It's ready. It's not fully cooked yet, almost cooked. So now I turn the heat off, let it cool down. I've got some potatoes as well, which I've cut in wedges, and I'll show you what I'll do with them in a minute. And then the whole thing will go into a big oven dish covered with some silver foil, and it'll go in the oven, and that's it. There we go. Potatoes wedged, cut in wedges. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some paprika, a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil, and mix it all together. And there you go, potatoes are ready to go in the oven. So next I will show you what I do with the capsicums. There's one of my red capsicums. I'll tell you a little trick about them. See the bottom? 1, 2, 3, 4. They sit nicely in the pan. If they've only got 3, they will fall. So try to get ones with at least 4 so they can fit in the pan. So what I do now is I get a knife and I'll just cut the lid off. Now I've seen people just cut it like that. I prefer to do it this way. It's a lot neater. And what I'll do is I'll clean all that out, trim that off, and there's one capsicum ready. Then they'll get stuffed with the mixture that I've made, and we'll put them in the oven. Okay. And what I was telling you before about the bottom, when I got the green capsicums, I could not find. These are glasshouse grown, and I think that's the reason. could not find something that would just sit like the red ones do. It'll fall. But what I'll do is I'll wedge it in between them and I'll fill them in like that. Okay. And what I'll do now is I'll add the potatoes in there. I'll spread them out. And once that's all happening, I'll fill the capsicums and I'll cover them up, put some more liquid in, some more tomato juice in, and cover them up, and they go in the oven. There's one of the capsicums. I will fill it in with the rice and meat stuffing. Now, don't overfill it, because don't forget, as the rice cooks in the oven, because it's not fully cooked, it's going to expand. So make sure you leave some room for the rice to expand. Put the lid back on, and that's done. And then I'll do the rest and I'll get back to you. There we go. You've got the potatoes, capsicums. They're all stuffed, they're all full of stuffing. I've got a little bit of, what I did was I opened up a can of tomatoes, I pureed it, and I mixed it with a little bit of chicken stock as well, and adjusted the seasoning. So that just goes in as well. This recipe loves olive oil, so I'm going to put a fair bit of olive oil on it. So next I do is I'll cover it up with some silver foil. And the recipe is going to cook at 170 degrees centigrade for 1.5 hours. And about an hour into it, I'm going to take this foil off, and I'm going to take the foil off and continue cooking it for the remainder of the half hour. That's it, it's done. It's covered in silver foil. It's going in the oven at 170 degrees centigrade for 1.5 hours. After an hour, I'll take the silver foil off, put it back in the oven for the last half hour. I forgot to mention that this whole recipe and some quirky facts about this recipe will all be listed in the notes. So feel free to download and copy it if you like it and you want to do it. It's well worth it, I must tell you. Okay, there we go. 1.5 hours later, the capsicums are fully cooked, and the rice looks absolutely done, totally. Oh, classic Greek cuisine. Potatoes. Nicely salted. Flavors there. The texture, perfect meal. And I'm going to serve it again with the excuse me, I'm going to serve it again with some finely chopped up lettuce and some white onion, and all I'm going to put in there is a little bit of olive oil, some salt, and some white wine vinegar, and that'll be the meal. If you like my videos and you enjoy what I'm cooking, then please consider subscribing to my channel and drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you, and yeah, that's it. Again, another great meal. Thank you for your time. Have a great afternoon wherever you are, because it's certainly afternoon here. And until the next time, bye bye. Alex, bye bye.